So this is about my 65th video. As I'm saying that, I just want to be sure that the reason why making so many videos is, as like I said, is I understand that time is limited, and I want to get a chance to make all the videos I can, all the story, the testimonies I can. As I'm saying that, I'm hearing people just V2K trying to stay within the reality they've created. But unfortunately for them, with me, I'm not gonna give them that luxury. At least everything's gonna happen accordingly due to obviously this being a program led by the government. But I just gotta make sure before the dramatics starts, meaning the cinematics of what they're gonna do to me starts. I want to make sure I go through the testimonies. So, uh, you know, as you can see, a lot of videos are being made. I need to go back and create descriptions and be more organized things. But the priority first, just because now I just need to make the videos, and if there's time I have, then I'll go back and make those videos. So, what am I making today? Why am I making this video right now? It's because they've created this ways of me to try to accept these disturbing things they do to me. They have these disturbing pedophilia things they do to me, and the way they've been trying to make me accept these things is just in this kind of illogical, childlike, nonsensical ways. But I'm gonna experience these disgusting things. They do these pedophilia things. They make me experience these disgusting stimulations toward children. It's so nasty, especially when the younger ones is the worst. But what they've been doing, and as I mentioned before, they talk about me doing whatever I did as a child. When I was 13, 14 years old, just turning about 14 in eighth grade. I did something stupid, and this is what I did as a child. It's embarrassing to think about it now as an adult, but it's not. They wanted to make it seem like I did something more extreme than what they want, right? But I did something that's embarrassing to think about it as an adult. But kids at that age, kids can do stupid things and do impulsive things that, obviously, because they're kids, they don't understand, and they just would do things like that. But this was an impulsive single moment that just happened once, and that's because at that moment, my childhood, it was a time when I guess at that moment I was just really just doing this kind of stupid things, but not this kind specifically. But I was in a time of my childhood where you become aware of your certain things, and one time I did these dumb things to myself, but still embarrassing looking at it. And it's me just starting eighth grade, right? And so now, as an adult, as they do these pedophilia things, they try to make me subscribe to the pedophilia type of torture by saying, no, this is how you felt when you were a kid. And they like to specifically focus on little black girls, right? And because what they're trying to do is make me feel these ways that they make me feel, and so you feel the same way when you're a kid. Because I was a little black boy, they try to make me feel like this is a feeling you felt when you were a little black boy. Try to make me experience those things, so as young as even 9 years old. And it's disgusting. And so when I look at a little black girl, they have this way of trying to make me think that this is me when I was a kid, and only started after this V2K thing kicked in on August 19, 2019. And it's just disgusting because, I remember I just moved to New York not too long ago. Before, I moved in New York, and then it took a few months before they started doing the V2K thing. So, um, before that, I noticed things were weird. You get like weird people are doing things weirdly. I remember seeing this father holding this little girl, this little black girl hand, and I looked at it as like, oh, this is very good. Like I enjoy seeing that in the sense that it's a black man taking care of his child, his baby girl. And I remember this man looking at me, he's like, I know what you like. And I didn't get it. And maybe I thought he's like, maybe he's saying that I like the fact that he's a black man taking care of his child. That's what I thought. Now the memory of that has changed into giving me stimulation toward this little black girl. Because all along they're trying to do these things where they're gonna paint me as such and manipulate my thoughts. And they start stimulating me. Now they start stimulating me about this memory that on this memory toward this little girl. But the reality, in real time, this did not happen. But because they want to create these false things happening in my brain, that they go back in my memories and I try to implement this stimulation they make me have. They do this toward all little kids, especially little girls, but all races of. It's so disgusting. But they want me to subscribe to these illogical things. But saying no, that's what you were feeling when you're a kid. But not only that, you just literally changing my memories and adding this stimulation in everything, even like in 2019 when before this thing started. It's because they're trying to create this false thing that they think I'm going to subscribe to it. No, it's what you're making me experience today, and you're implanting that in my memories. But even that being said, how what do you think? Like this black little girl thing and making me think of me as a kid. Does it even make sense as an adult? But these people want me to somehow forget that these people specialize in manipulations of that nature, of that ways, of forcing people to think in these pedophile ways. They're just trying to find the ways to kind of hide that by saying, talking about me as a kid and say black girl, and I'm supposed to be like, oh yes, this is really natural. The people who are renowned for their pedophile ways of manipulations, it's so disgusting. They make me think, and right now even speaking about it, they stimulating me. It's so disgusting. You know, it's funny because like let's just say I watch is something that I used to be able to watch, and just black little girls now experience the new version of it. It's disgusting, and they try to change into this different. It's just nasty. It's pure manipulation, and they like to call it it's war. It's not war. You're trying to change me, and you want me to accept this. And they're like, no, we have analyzed this, and we've matched it to you when you were a kid. Give me some feelings of some nature. This one I talked about it, this little girl that was dancing and doing this little thing before August 19th, 2019. I was watching that. I was like, oh, this is cute, this is good, nice. Now I get stimulation disgusting, and they're like, oh no, this is going back to you as a kid. And you hear the noise campaign. They try to make you every time that's happened. They try to kind of sensitize you to it, so you can identify to this. It's very much a lot of mind manipulation that is so disgusting. But these people, like I said, they do the pedophilia type of torture, and they want you to accept this as you. It's like no, you were as when you were a child. What we're doing is bring back these childhood ways of thinking back to you as an adult. These stimulations is what you used to be stimulated, how you used to be stimulated when you were a kid. You just bringing that way, this ways of stimulation now as an adult. Oh, and they're talking about as young as me, as 9 years old, even younger. This one point they were like, "Oh, that's how you felt when you were 8 years old." Like, are you serious? Are you serious? And make me imagine. It's just disgusting. I'm in my 30s, my mid 30s, huh? And you make me think this way. This is just it makes no sense. You're just trying to camouflage what you do to me and make me subscribe to this. It's disgusting. Can you imagine trying to mimic something that you felt like when you were 8, 7 years old? It's just ridiculously disgusting. But you got to be strong. And so you got to realize not only they manipulate these things, it's falsified, even your memories are being falsified. And to try to make you think this is a logical way to think, it's just non logical. But to add to the things, these people, there's plenty of testimony of how disgusting and pedophilia centric these people are. I hear outside somebody screaming, black girl. But listen to how obvious these people use pedophilia as a way to break people down. Take a second, and I'm just gonna. I just want to listen to what others have said and how systematically they've been using pedophilia. So when they say black girls, like, no, this is the pedophilia things you do. You're just trying to find a ways to camouflage it or to hide it. In my childhood, and it's not going. I'm not gonna subscribe to that. This is what you make me feel. Even me as a child, I wasn't feeling this way, but you're making me feel this way now. And try to just kind of play with my memories, which they can very much do, and implant these things in my childhood as a kid, as a very young kid. Me, a 30-some-year-old man, have to rationalize things like that. They think I'm gonna make sense of that, and they're like, "No, we just matched it to you as a kid. You who do the peripheral type of torture." So listen to this. I'm pulling up this.
Including highly disturbing pedophilia type of images and videos when I close my eyes. It also includes videos of violence and grotesque figures, and sometimes numbers and other sensations, so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture.
The pedophilia type of torture. So this is it. I think I've brought this snippet before, and I always bring it up because this is very specific. This target individual is very articulate, and she literally said what they do is make her smell. They have control of your sense of smell, right? So they will force her to smell smells that aren't around, and babies, and they make her smell baby powder, which is baby powder. You think of babies, and then combine that smell with some kind of pedophilia tormenting, right? So she can they make her think of children and do the pedophilia type of tormenting. It's disgusting, which they've done in different fashion, kind of pedophilia type of torment. For me, it's nonstop. It's just disgusting. It's so disgusting. But listen to this other thing.
It's somebody trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia. Like, this disgusting, disgusting, disgusting things. You saw where I was going with that first word. Disgusting things that I don't even want to talk about because it makes me sick. I don't even like those words in my mind. But it is what it is. So I have no choice now but to acknowledge that there are people in my surroundings or whatever they're doing. I don't know how they do it. I don't care. I don't know if it's through weapon.
So in this case, say the same thing. They're forcing this individual to feel this disturbing, the pedophilia things. He didn't even want to finish the word. He said this nasty pig, and he's like, yeah, that's I don't even want to have those words in my head. As I'm saying that, I hear my neighbors trying to change subject and disorient me and try to go into something else to manipulate it. But I'm gonna stick to this subject because they're, just like this target video said, these neighbors are involved in this and trying to make you subscribe to this thing. Right, and you hear my neighbors trying to use this different tone of voices, trying to make themselves sensible. It's funny how, and I should make a video about how they use the tone of voices to try to sound very sincere. It's like, no, they are, and you're supposed to be like, oh wow, you said it this way. Of course, now I believe it. But this perps wanted to change the subject because in his video and testimony, he specifically said they think, make her think in this way, and he doesn't know if what kind of weapon these neighbors are using. You see how similar things are? And I have my neighbors here trying to make me accept this thing, try to disorient me and change the subject because I'm going to focus on how they try to make you accept these pedophilia things, especially with little girls. Of course, they do a teenage kid and all that. I've talked about it many times, but I want to focus on these little kids, and then they talk about black girl. So, another thing here, let me show you how they can even manipulate your consciousness and override your thoughts, take over your brain, and just like, and this is not just me saying that. But actually, listen to how pedophilia centric these people are.
In their This is a common breakdown tactic of belief systems and the human will. In no-touch torture, the techniques are more psychologically specialized for each target. Most common examples include homosexual targets that are forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds. And vice versa is true that heterosexual
Almost all target individuals are forced to see child pornography in their mind. I mean, let's talk about patterns of child porn, of pedophilia. Implanting child porn is people's mind. You know, these people have been saying they're gonna implant child porn on my computer and frame me this way and call it they dared. So you understand this is the people try to make you accept these things. It doesn't end here. Listen to this and listen to how others have said they can override your thoughts, your consciousness. And the perps next to me are supposed to be like, no, they are. Listen, and they use a different tone of voices. They are. No, they are. No, they are. And they try to disorient you into going to something else, to kind of disorient you from speaking about this specific issue, so you can go somewhere else. Pure gaslighting methods, changing subjects. But listen to this. Now, consciousness being manipulated, overrating. Listen to this.
Continuously input directly into a human brain from remote locations, including the ability to override, control and alter consciousness, and to introduce voices, noises, other disturbances, images, and dreams into the brain.
This is coming from a list of testimony that was released in 2007. 100 or so testimony from all around the world, and a lot of them came up with this. Said the same thing in regard of like the things they go through, and the ability to override your consciousness, meaning that they can take over your state of mind, your thinking ways, and just control you and control your thoughts, and they utilize dreams and other things. And we heard that, like the first one, this person was talking about how they forced her to dream about this pedophilia, disgusting things. She talks about how they manipulate her sense of smell, and then force her to have this pedophilia type of torture. Then this other one talks about how he's been changed, forcing him to change and think in this disturbing way with this pedophilia, and then he wasn't able to finish his whole word. She wasn't able to finish her words, that specific word, because he was disgusting her. And she says specifically why, this neighbors, regardless of what kind of weapons they, I just don't want it, right? But this neighbor, she's not sure what these neighbors are doing, but what kind of weapon they're using on her, but that's what she's experiencing. You hear something about almost all target individuals have experienced some kind of forced child porn like thoughts or imagination in their head. And they're talking and they want me to be like, oh no, you know what? Let me rationalize this way. It's me when I was a kid, right? This black girl thing. You guys are not forcing me to experience these things. You guys have just matched it to me as a child, and I should accept this as that. And actually, you're not even manipulating my memories to experience that. It's just you guys just being analytical. No, you force me to experience these things today as an adult. For one, that's an easy one. Two, even me as a child, these things are being implanted in the same way because they want to create this match thing, which is still idiotic. But you understand these people are not in a world where rationality is it's not the goal. Them it's for me to accept these things. But even that as a child, I'm not gonna subscribe to that. Of course, I know you guys are manipulating this. Even me, as a child, I was not getting this like that. I was able like, they really are trying to make me accept these things. But the most disgusting part is like, no, just accept this. We're just matching you as a when you're a kid. We're not doing the pedophilia things to you. They have no shame. That's why they try to disorient you and try to talk about other things. They try to manipulate what specific, like it's just non-stop. So when they say black girl to me, I'm like, oh, all these pedophilia things. Yes, it's what you guys doing. Yes, you're gonna continuously do that. And by the way, it's not only black girls. They're doing this to all little girls. It's so disgusting. So disgusting. But you gotta be strong and understand that these people are supposed to make you accept this nastiness as if it's you. Some are worse than others. The black girl thing is one of the worst things. Of course, they do that to even older kids, teenagers. This non-stop. Some is just ridiculously comical, but that's what they do. But I've talked about it a lot, and you just gotta be strong and understand these people have no shame, and they will continuously try to manipulate you into accepting this. So to all my target individuals, stay strong. This pedophilia things that is what they're renowned to be doing. They're gonna repeat it, as we know repetition is used as brainwashing methods. But you gotta be strong to know that this is what this low life is supposed to be doing. That's their job. They work for pedophiles. They've been having issues with pedophilia, and they want you to accept these pedophilia things. So black girls, white girls, whatever little kids, they try to make me imagine. Be strong. Don't subscribe to this. Thank you.